branches of the white stuff has fallen. Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And off we go to wrap up this Sunday of action. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
Opposite. Alert, alert. Hands. Kill.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a sign that this defense is really putting all the pieces together and doing it cohesively.
Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football, but at the same time you're looking at them and going, where are the weeknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there.
Ultra. Go ultra.
Now it's Mixon running right. Room here to run. A solid stiff arm. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards. Another good carry there for the NFL's second leading rusher. And we've talked on air, off air about his MVP candidacy. Make a case for him.
Well, I'm just going to tell you point blank. It doesn't matter whether he's first or second or even third in the league in rushing yardage. That's not the main deal. It's how he gets those yards and the impact he has on his ball club.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Foyesade Aluakan made the tackle there from his safety position. On second down, here's Mixon. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And the Falcons are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Mixon running wide side. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Joe Mixon taking it in from a yard out. And the Falcons take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. Now, these are not going to be easy on a cold, snowy night, but this one is up and through. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back, plan coming in, Everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards for number 11. But no matter your experience level as a quarterback, you throw an interception on that first drive, maybe a little shaken up. Nice response there to get their first down.
I think you make an excellent point. I don't care who you are. You throw an interception, it's going to get to you a little bit. But the ones that we've seen that are the best, you never notice it. They don't come to the bench, throw their helmets. They don't do any of that. They just go back out the next drive and act like it never happened. And that's what we're seeing here.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Go now. Block it, opposite. Alert.
They run it again with Kamara. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1. Here's Kamara, try to run for it. And some room to work. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. A good pickup, 17 yards and a bare first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Well, I'm not quite sure how he got away from that first tackler, but he won't even be able to get it back to the line of scrimmage there as the defense rallies behind him. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Trying the left side with Kamara.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. On 3rd down, Lawrence. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. But that's always a risk on those longer kicks. You have to drive it low to get it there. That opened the door for a better chance for the defense to get a hand on it, and that's just what we saw there.
And even if the odds increase... It's a longer field goal attempt. It's still difficult to get hands on the football and create a block. Big-time excitement for that unit, getting through and knocking that one away.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 53 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. Well, this is the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Runs like that might get him another award.
Yeah, thunderbolt right out of the gate, huh? How about that, hitting the defense hard early? And, of course, carrying the momentum from last week into this week's game.
Back to Mixon on 1st down. Down at the 25.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Again, it's Mixon. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Down.
4 From the gun to give to Mixon. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
On 3rd down, Mixon. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Falcon football. As they go to work on a 1st and goal.
Ultra.
They'll give it to Mixon. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Joe Mixon with career touchdown number 125, moving him into a tie with Walter Payton on the all-time list. And the Falcons take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. Butker now to add the extra point. And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. From the 6. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
Let's go.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence. This will be caught by Brown. A good gain on 1st, has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
Block it, opposite.
And here's Kamara on the read option. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a 1st down, pick it up, and keep moving.
And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On play action, Lawrence. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. Good returns on the last drive. He hit the end zone for the 2nd time. Good returns in this first half, really.
Yeah, good returns for his team. Really good return for the guy. You know where I'm
Fantasy.
going. Darn right. Those fantasy guys who have him on their team, they're rejoicing right now, and they have a high expectation that what they've seen already will continue.
You talk about fantasy a lot, but you don't. Why don't you just play? You don't.
I'm not good enough to play in a fantasy game. I enjoy watching
You're an analyst. You're an expert.
I mean, you were a champ last year. Keep it up.
5th place.
Okay. Well, that's a champ in my book.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Once again, they run with Mixon. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 93 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Inside handoff to Mixon. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. A handoff to Mixon. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Joe Mixon with career touchdown number 126, the same number Jim Brown had during his 9-year career, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
On the set.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Lawrence. And it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. No hesitations, they go right back to Kelsey. And a nice pickup there as he'll get about 9, and that will lead us to a stoppage here at the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence caught. Kelsey left side. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Here's Lawrence to throw. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Another try after the first down sack. Lawrence being chased out left. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Now Lawrence to throw. His throw incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Lawrence. And that will be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And that will keep the deficit at 20.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Mixon. Uses the stiff arm. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Back to throw here. And that's complete to Trey McKinney, the tight end. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
Ready.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. It's Mixon on the counter. 183 yards rushing for him now as he closes in on a 200-yard night. Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. With that last effort, he has reached now 10,000 career rushing yards. Congratulations.
Big-time congratulations. That also means that his publicist can make sure all the information gets to every voter out there who has a say in the Hall of Fame. Putting together a heck of a resume.
And he is going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage. The defense holds here on the final play of the half. Hey, we get it. No time to waste. Playoffs starting next week. We skip right over halftime and get back to the action. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the 3rd quarter. They've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this 2nd half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the 1st half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Ready.
An option handoff here to Mixon. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta. He continues to have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games for whatever reason. Their bodies react a certain way. They love the spotlight. Maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst seats, the 11 guys trying to tackle him on defense.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in for second-half blowout material.
He stiff arms him.
Yeah, maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line.
It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. A draw play for Mixon. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Mixing up the middle. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's a give to Mixon. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta.
Joe Mixon
taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Falcons take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Butker on for the PAT. And oh, it's wide right. No good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
From the 6. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the 2nd half.
A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the 2nd half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Opposite. Alert, alert.
2nd down, and it's Kamara again.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Lawrence fires the quick slant. A.J. Brown's got it. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. Lawrence will throw. Touchdown, Bears! Alvin Kamara with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Bears are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag.
Personal foul. Roughing a kicker. Defense.
And they'll accept that penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. You see the numbers, all those carries. If you get that many carries in the drive, you better finish it with a touchdown. And he did.
Yeah, and deservedly so, right? Because we've seen times like the Carolina Panthers, sometimes Jonathan Stewart to carry the ball all the way down, and McCam, he's such a great goal line runner, he'll carry it in. But in this case, though, that didn't happen. The fellow lugging the load, he's the one who got to reap the reward.
Yeah, there was no touchdown vulture here. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. Back now at Soldier Field.
Okay, ready?
It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the fourth. Back to Mixon on second down. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
And he fires one, but incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield, but he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
They're going to look to throw. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Offensively, another big chunk of yardage, Charles. But defensively, they had all this talk about trying to limit explosive plays. They have not been able to do that.
They discussed it all week, but they haven't been able to execute it at all. Haven't been able to find a way to slow down this offense. They're seeking answers and not coming up with any.
And he's going to get this one down to the 45. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5. A handoff running left, Mixon. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 yards there, just like last play. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Hey, check Mega.
Now Joe Mixon. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to first and goal. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Joe Mixon with career touchdown number 128. He's now tied with Marvin Harrison for number 9 on the all-time list, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that will bump the lead up to 26. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC.
And they have secured that spot in the playoffs, clinching the NFC North Division, in fact. So for the moment, they would be hosting a wild card game in round one.
And I think it is cause for celebration. Let's not get hung up on the fact that only one team now gets a bye in the first round. Win your division, get to the playoffs, celebrate that. And by the way, they are guaranteed a home game. That's a good way to start the playoffs.
To try again after the sack, Lawrence. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. The offense on third down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Now Lawrence.
He's got it complete to Aguilar. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
On first down, Lawrence.
He's got his 6'5 receiver. That's Tim Patrick.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Now Lawrence on first down.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Holding. Offense.
So they say no to the penalty. The incompletion stands. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And what they want to do is go ahead and take those downs away from them. You never want to give extra snaps to any offense. That's how you get hurt.
And to throw again is Lawrence. They'll get this out to Kamara.
And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 13-yard line.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Kamara up the middle. And he is going to lose yardage here. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Touchdown! Nelson Aguilar with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Bears are able to cut into that deficit.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this a 19-point ball game. That time a 9-play drive.
And it was capped by the touchdown pass to Nelson Aguilar.
And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
In motion comes the tight end left. They'll run with Mixon, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Again, it's Mixon. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. And the offense moving quickly to the line. On 3rd down, Mixon. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Here we go. Here we go. Hey, cross field.
They'll look to throw. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. Now Mixon. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Ready. Ultra. Go ultra. Yellow.
The slot man in motion right.
Hey.
And they'll send the slot in motion left.
Smash. Jackrabbit.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons, and maybe a surprise for a team that plays its games indoors to come out in the elements and play the way that they did. Were you surprised at all?
I think a little bit, yes, but I often think back to some of the great